Hello and welcome. My name is Adrena. I am the owner and accountant here at Accounting by Adrena, and you have joined me on one of my favorite days of the month. That's right. Today is my planning day for the month of August. And usually for this, I like to make sure that I am getting my office organized in addition to getting my life organized. I always feel like I go into the month thinking it's going to be a great month and it ends up being really fast and busy and it kind of flies by. But that's why I like to spend all of this time making sure everything's organized and going through my calendar and making sure I have all of my ducks in a row, because without this, I feel like I would be floundering even more. We had a few major events in July. We had our dating anniversary, and then it was my fiance's birthday. And then all of a sudden, I got sick with COVID. So that was a very unexpected way to end the month of July. Alas, before that, I feel like it was a really good month and I felt like I was hitting a lot of my goals. And then I just had like all of these goals that I wanted to do for the last week of July that are now being pushed into August because, nothing like getting sick to slow you all the way down. But I will definitely toot my own horn for a second, because being able to stay organized and have each of my weeks already kind of set in advance, I was able to rely on my systems, my organization, my planning, because honestly, when I got sick, all of that kind of saved me. The week before I got sick, I did a bunch of meal prep. I did like huge taco meat. I did chicken stock. I did a pot of oatmeal. I did some rice. I prepped all the veggies and fruit. And I just ended up making meals off of that for that week while I was sick. And it made it so much easier. I just ordered groceries, Instacart to fill in any of the gaps, but everything else is organized in Asana. I felt like I was staying on top of my bookkeeping tasks on the daily because I have everything in Asana. So this is kind of like my little testament to you to make sure that you take the time to get yourself organized, because life will certainly throw a bunch of curveballs at us at any point in time. And we just kind of have to roll with the punches sometimes. And I know I've said this before, but staying on top, like being able to stay on top of organizing, planning, keeping everything clean and all of that good stuff, like even though it might not go according to plan 100% of the time, at least there's a plan to fall back on when life does throw those curveballs at us. And if you've been here for any amount of time, then you know that my main source of organization is coming from Asana. And that is where I keep all of my bookkeeping tasks. I keep all of my personal tasks and household tasks there. But I also use a paper calendar to see a month at a glance, like all of the things that are going on during that month, especially if there's an appointment that's out of the ordinary. So those first few days of August were basically sick days. I didn't do anything. I just rested and tried to get myself better. I'm sure you can still hear it a little bit in my voice as well. But aside from Asana, I heavily rely on Google Calendar as well. And that basically keeps all of my calendar appointments. And, on my calendar, my paper calendar that I have for August, I do write out like my movement goals, my YouTube goals, Instagram goals, and then anything CEO related or personal related, I also put on that calendar. So everything is in a centralized location. And if I need to check at a glance what's happening on that particular day, then that is how I manage all of that. So for the month of August, I do have a pretty busy start to the month. And this is pretty typical for my fellow bookkeepers out there. Essentially, the beginning of the month, we are considering this month end close for the previous month. And so that is when the majority of my bookkeeping Asana tasks are going to be coming due. Generally speaking, the first 10 to 15 days of the month are pretty busy with bookkeeping tasks. And then something that's exciting that's happening this first full week of August is I have relatives coming in from the Czech Republic. And so we get to have a couple of fun days with them. And believe me, I've told my clients over and over again that I'll be taking these days off. And so everyone is pretty much well aware of my time off with my relatives. And so I'm definitely 100% looking forward to spending that time with them. And then everything else is going to be pretty standard. I do have like a few wedding planning things that are happening in August as well. So that'll keep things fresh and interesting. And I did write a little phrase at the top of my calendar just to enjoy the process, because I feel like oftentimes we can kind of get caught up with the individual tasks and we forget to enjoy the process. Like this is our life too, even in the midst of the planning and the process of, planning a wedding or working on our own businesses. So just a little reminder from me to you to also enjoy the process. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you are signed up on my weekly newsletter that is down in the link below, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.